Hello friends. So I wanted to make this video earlier, like earlier in the week, but on Friday, today is Wednesday, I got like pretty sick, and so I've just been like working off this sickness, and I'm on the tail end of the sickness, I guess, yeah. So no, it's not COVID-19, it's just that typical cold. Um, yeah, chilling. My water today, vitamin C water, and green tea. Woo! All right, so let's get to it. Into the Q&A. So the first question is from Ferzani. So I have my laptop with me. What does it mean to you to be an epileptic? So I was thinking about this question, and it was the first question that's on the that's in the comments, and I was like, oh gosh, this is the first question, and it's like one of the tougher ones. It's like, what does it mean to me to be an epileptic? So I have one answer which kind of like connects to the first half of me being like diagnosed as someone with epilepsy. So like with the first half, what it meant to be a person with epilepsy, I felt less than people. Or less than, people with normal brains, or less than people who didn't have epilepsy. I didn't feel like I was enough. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel, like I said, I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel, it was just a really bad spot that I was in. But now, what does it mean to you to be epileptic? What does it mean to you to be a person with epilepsy? Now, it means a lot to me. It's like, I know there's like that quote that says, like, epilepsy isn't like your whole self, it's just like a piece of you. And although epilepsy is just a piece of you, that little piece of you kind of like, how do I explain it? That little piece of you just creates or like recreates your perspective. And what I mean by that is, being a person of epilepsy has made me more vulnerable. Like, now I can talk to you guys and like cry in front of the video, or cry in front of my parents, or like cry in front of my like friends and family, like excuse me, like be real with you guys, and just open up to this awesome community and be connected with this amazing community. Like, I honestly love this community so much. The epilepsy community means the absolute world to me. I love you all. So, what does it mean to you to be an epileptic? Like, yes, there are some highs, there are some lows, there are times where I don't want to get out of bed, but I force myself to do it. But I it honestly means a lot to be a person with epilepsy, because you meet a lot of amazing people. You're connected to an amazing community, and it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. All right, second question from Gemma Pierce. How do you feel about sharing a video of your seizures? Honestly, like, I wouldn't mind posting a photo. I wouldn't mind posting a video of a seizure, but I don't know if my mom or my sister would be comfortable with, say, pulling out their phone and filming me have a seizure, you know? Because during that time, I know, like, when I'm going into a seizure, like, by my family, they go into, like, the fight or flight mode, but they go into the fight mode, and they instantly go towards me, and nothing else matters. So I don't even think that they would even think to pull out their phone and, like, film me have a seizure. They would be there and make sure that I'm, like, breathing, because I don't breathe. I don't breathe while I'm having a seizure, because I have tonic-clonics, and I'm pretty sure making sure that I'm breathing is more important than filming me. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind posting a posting a video of me having a tonic-clonic, but I don't know the probability of that happening. Okay, the next one. The vehicular. There we go. What do your seizures look like? All right, so I want to say, like, 3 years ago, I knew I was gonna have a tonic-clonic, so I set up a GoPro, and I press record. I laid in my bed, and I just told myself, let's do this. And I went into a tonic-clonic, and I blacked out, and I came to, and, well, somehow the GoPro fell, but I went back into the footage, and I looked at the first few seconds of the tonic-clonic, and it was me doing the death scream. So I'm not gonna do it, because it's, like, really traumatizing, and I really don't want to scare my sister or my mom or stepdad. But it was me doing the death scream, and then my fists go up, and then I start shaking, and I think my eyes roll in the back of my head, and my legs kind of just go, like, it's like, it's not a good sight. It's really brutal to see. And my sister and mom they've seen me have tonic-clonics so much that they're honestly traumatized by them. So I'm sure they can tell you what they look like better than me, because I black out during them. But I'm sure, like, as they tell you, they'll have some, like, wild PTSD. Okay, Josefa Ayakana. Okay. If you have memory loss, How does it affect you on a daily basis? Yes, I have memory loss. So on a daily basis, so like my short-term memory. All right, one sec. Let me just get a drink of water. Short. So my short-term memory is like super like horrible. So say like I'll say a sentence and I will completely forget maybe like the first half of the sentence, maybe seconds after I've said that sentence. And like this morning when I took a shower, I shampooed my hair, and maybe like a minute later or like shortly after, I shampooed my hair again, and I was like, oh wait, I already did this. So I have like pretty bad like memory loss. So yeah, my short-term memory is like really, really horrible, and I like forget where I've like left things. So sometimes I forget where I leave my laptop, my earphones, portable charger, etc. My water bottle a lot. Queen Keeman. Ooh, Queen Keeman. Hello. Alright, biggest pet peeve about epilepsy. Alright. My biggest pet peeve about epilepsy is whenever you tell someone that you have epilepsy, they think that you're instantly gonna have like a seizure right in front of them. Like they think you're a ticking time bomb. Another one is whenever you tell someone that you have epilepsy, they see you as someone who's fragile. I know I've told one of my friends, I was like, how did you feel after I told you I had epilepsy? And they were like, I saw you as fragile. I'm like, that kind of bugged. So yeah, ticking time bomb, seeing us as fragile, because we're honestly like pretty resilient, and I don't know how to word this without sounding like super like, what's the word for like extra confident? But that word. We're like super resilient, and we honestly just push. Oh, that's resilient, but I'm gonna say it anyways. We just push through like whichever obstacle that comes to us, we push through it, and it just creates a better version of ourselves. So we're always learning, we're always becoming better versions of ourselves, and it helps. It just helps because we've been face to face with death so many times, and I say that because like whenever you have a seizure, there is like, I don't want to scare anyone, I apologize. Whenever you have a seizure, there is a possibility that you may die. So I see myself as being face to face with death, and coming back is just like, it's like I'm getting like chills. It's like a knowing that your life journey isn't over. So it's just like a knowing that, yeah, your life journey isn't over. So being face to face with death, it just makes me want to push more and work harder and just do more and help more. So, no, I'm not fragile. We're not fragile. Um, if you had the opportunity to take it all away, would you? I wouldn't. Okay, I don't want to cough. I would not take my epilepsy away. I know it's really tough to experience seizures, and sometimes when I come out of a seizure, I'm upset. Sometimes when I come out of a seizure, I'm scared, hyperventilating, crying. Um, a seizure can happen anywhere. I mean, I was in the bathroom. I don't even know how to explain this in like really G-rated terms, but I was taking a dump and I had a seizure. And after that seizure, like it changed me. It changed me for like 2 weeks because it really showed me how a seizure can happen anywhere. You can be in the most vulnerable spaces and you can seize. So, no, if I had the opportunity to take it all away, I wouldn't, because I've changed so much through this journey and I've met so many amazing people and I've been able to listen to so many amazing stories, and being a part of this community has honestly, it's changed me. It's been truly an amazing experience. What triggers you when it comes to the topic of epilepsy? What triggers me? What triggers me when it comes to the topic of epilepsy? What triggers me when it comes to the topic of epilepsy? I guess when when people put epilepsy and when people think people with epilepsy only have seizures if there's a strobe light. When in reality, only 3% of people with epilepsy are photosensitive. And there are so many other different types of epilepsy. There are so many other different types of triggers for epilepsy. Like my trigger for epilepsy is like super high anxiety and stress. So if I stress about one thing for a while, then I'll probably trigger a seizure. What triggers you when it comes to it? Yeah, that triggers me. Like my friend sent me this meme about, I guess, hurting someone with epilepsy with a strobe light, and it pissed me off. So that made me see my friend in a different light, honestly. Oh gosh, my alarm just went off and like cut me off. Okay. So, do you ever feel like dealing with epilepsy sets you back in terms of being with someone or finding a partner? Always sending you love. So, all these questions have been with Queen Keeman. So, I don't feel like I'm dealing with epilepsy. I feel like I'm just adapting to it. because epilepsy has various learning experiences and just different things, you know, different quirks about it. But at first, I would go on like Tinder and like Bumble and talk to girls, and I would I wouldn't tell them about my epilepsy because I was truly afraid of what they might say. Would they, yeah, like what they might say, or if they would like unmatch me. I was afraid of that. But then I just changed my mentality and I was like, do I really want a girl from Tinder and Bumble? No. So I got off of Tinder and Bumble and I just started focusing on working on myself, just self-work. And it's because I know we all have that one person who's destined to be with us. That one person who's going to be there to support us in whatever we do. That one person who's going to care for us. And we never know when we're going to meet that one person. But right now, I'm currently talking to, one sec. I'm currently talking to someone who also has epilepsy, and she's honestly really great. Like, it's really interesting to talk to someone who shares your perspective, who like cares about you. It's really nice to not be in we're not in a relationship or anything. It's like I don't know if it's like dating. I don't know if it's like a step under dating. It's just really nice to have a balance in this friendship. Like, we both talk. We both share stories, share emotions. It's not just me asking about their day, me asking questions. We're both asking questions. It's just a balance. So no, I don't feel epilepsy is holding me back from finding a partner, because that partner will ultimately find us, honestly. Or we will ultimately find that partner. Emma Sheets. What are you like after a seizure? So it really depends on like the type of seizure, or like the type of like, I don't know, the type of environment, or like what I'm thinking. Because sometimes I'm like really upset, like pissed, like aggravated. Like I come out of it and I'm just mad. Or sometimes I come out of it and I'm just like kind of chill, and I'm like, whoa, what just happened? Like, excuse me. Like, my mom's over me and she's like kind of like holding me. She's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm like, dude, get off me. And then my sister's like in the corner typing to my neurologist, telling him that I just had a seizure. And then she's like, you just had a seizure. And I'm like, oh, really? Or sometimes I'm like, same kind of like environment. So my mom's like holding me and she's like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. You just had a seizure. And then I'll be like, oh my God, I just had a seizure. And then I'll be like crying. And then my sister would be like in the corner typing to my neurologist about my seizure. And she's like, you just had a seizure? Yeah. You just had a seizure? And then I'll just be like hyperventilating like on my bed. I'm like, oh my God. So it really just depends on like the situation, really. And then also Emma Sheets asks, how many times have you been to the hospital for your seizures? I have been to the hospital 4 times for my seizures. So the first time I've been to the hospital, it was on March 14th, 2017, and that was after my first seizure. The second time was on Black Friday, and that was after my public seizure on the first day of work. And that was after I fractured my nose. My nose is still fractured, and I have a video on that night. The third was after I got home from my great grandma's funeral, and I got home after my great grandma's funeral to my grandma's house, and that was the first time my mom had seen me have a seizure. So she freaked out and then called 911. So I went to the hospital. And the fourth time was when I had a seizure in the shower. That was last year. Yeah, last year. Last June 2019. I tried getting out of the shower as I was seizing, and I blacked out, hit my head on the toilet. You could see a scar. Yeah, there's a scar right there. That's where I hit my head on the toilet. Bleeding everywhere. My mom gets a call from my stepdad, and he says, Carlos just had a seizure. My mom's freaking out. She gets home from work. I came to. Blood everywhere. And my mom's like, we have to go to the hospital. You need to get stitches. And I'm like, dude, it's just a little cut. And there's like blood pouring down my face. And I got stitches that day. So yeah, 4 times. And those were all the questions. Wow. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to ask me these questions. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. I greatly appreciate all of these questions. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I'm like still a little stuffy, but you know, germs happen, immune systems happen. It's working, but it is what it is, you know. The sickness will go away. Hopefully during the next video I sound better. I'm not sniffling. Thank you. So, I love you all. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will see you again soon. Make it a great day. Peace out, Girl Scout.